welcome to the eve of the Zelich. This is what we've been preparing for all year long to get the game in its best shape for this weekend. I have found my hotel. I have found a conference room at said hotel because this is serious business. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. Not only did I shoot a personal best last week and I broke 80 for the first time. I shot 79. It took a 30-foot putt on 18 to do it, but I did it. I got it done. Big milestone accomplished. I'm feeling good about my game, where it's at. Not only that, but my hotel room got upgraded. I have a jacuzzi in it. I'm going to use it. I'm not going to subject you guys to me using it, but just know I'm going to use it. The only thing that has given me a little bit of worry is I don't know if you can hear any of this around me. There are like little league teams in this hotel, so a lot of kids are running and screaming around. It's a little bit of a cause for concern, but we're going to overcome the adversity. It won't be the only adversity that we face this weekend, so we're going to overcome it. And I think step one is getting to that jacuzzi. All right, see ya tomorrow for round one.
Next on the number one tee from Oakwood Park Golf Club, Clay Schlegel.
Hey there, Future Clay here. Gonna walk you through everything that happened in this tournament, all the footage that you're going to see. First tee, first round, first day. Always exciting to get your name called out. Gets the juices flowing, the heart pumping. Thankfully, I have had a number of tournament reps over the last 2 years that have helped me get comfortable in that setting with some people watching and the nervousness and the heart rate and everything. So yeah, able to control it and hit a really nice tee shot. First time I've ever hit a good tee shot off the first tee in the Zelich, so that felt really good. Unfortunately, it ended up kind of being all downhill from there, and we'll obviously get to all of it. But first tee, good. Hit a good tee shot, hit a good, what I thought was a good 9-iron approach. It just kind of ballooned in the wind a little bit and kind of just fell short of the green. Had a not so great chip and then two putted for an opening bogey, which honestly, I'm fine with bogeys. Like, bogeys aren't gonna kill, the round. I'm not trying to win the whole tournament, which has a lot of really good players, like players who are plus something in their handicaps and played college golf and stuff like that. So that's like, I'm not competing with them. So bogeys aren't really a bad thing, but would have been nice to start with a par for sure. Hole 2, kind of pulled my tee shot into the fescue, was blocked out by a tree, just had to punch out, had about 185 left to the green and didn't hit a very good 5-iron, came up short ray of the green, chipped on, two putted for a double bogey. Third hole, par 5, hit another kind of poor tee shot, got into the fescue, got up to a greenside bunker in 3, but then just kind of got unlucky with bunker shots, and yes, I say that in the plural form. I hit a good bunker shot for my first one. It got on the green, but then it just took a slope and got into another greenside bunker and just drew a terrible lie, basically a mound of sand behind the ball where it was resting. Took 2 shots to get out of that. One putted though, to save a double. Bogey, double start wasn't really what I was hoping for. Thankfully, hole 4, par 3, longish par 3, got things back on track. Hit a good tee shot, straight dead into the wind, came up just a bit short, which was fine. Just putting right up the hill there from the fringe essentially, and 2 putted for the par. First par of the tournament, felt good. Was hoping that would kind of turn my round around, and that just wasn't the case. Hole 5 wasn't really a bad tee shot, but I just kind of pulled it just a tad bit into the left rough, which meant I was blocked out by trees on this dogleg left hole, and I actually hit a really good iron shot from that left rough. I had to draw it around the trees and got it onto the green, the right portion of the green. That was like the only part of the green I could hit with my approach there. And it took a good shot to get it there. Unfortunately, the pin was tucked way left of the green, which meant I had a really, really tough first putt. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I could have gotten it really much closer than I did. And, you know, it wasn't all that close. So tried to make putt number 2, and it was dead in the hole. It needed another centimeter of roll to drop, and I would have had another par. But yeah, 3-putt bogey on hole number 5. Made a mess of the 6th hole, par 4, bad tee shot, then just a couple of really bad iron shots. Got into the fescue a few times and just, yeah, another double bogey there. And then hole 7, kind of hit a wipey drive, got away with it. This fairway sloped from right to left, and I kind of caught that right side of the fairway, and so it ended up being in the center of the fairway. So the result was much better than maybe the swing, you know, dictated there. And then for the approach shot, I hit probably my best iron shot of the day, just a tight little low draw, and it was going straight at the pin, and just kind of got unlucky. I got lucky with the tee shot, and then I got unlucky with the approach where it hit front of the green, essentially right in front of the pin, and it just kept rolling and rolled off the green. And chipping back down the green, like, it's so tough to be confident and aggressive with that swing. I just hit a poor chip, and then I think I 3-putted, and yeah, it was another double. Moving on to the 9th hole, par 3 over some water, clubhouse in the background. This is kind of one of the more dramatic kind of hole changes for their renovation that they had at Stevens Point Country Club a couple years back, where they just removed a crap ton of trees. These are all new tees. It used to be like a really short par 3. Now it's a fairly medium length par 3 over the water. It's a little bit more difficult, but hit a good tee shot, little draw that was going right towards the flag. Nice little club twirl. Hit it well, and just, yeah, landed just to the left of the pin and rolled, you know, a little bit away from it. Had still like 8 to 10 feet for a birdie. Unfortunately, just didn't hit a good birdie putt. Never had a chance. But a 2-putt par, I'll take it for sure. That wrapped up a 48 on the front 9. Not what I wanted, but hey, back 9 is there for the taking. We can still put up a decent score. 11th hole, hit a good drive and had about 180 yards to the green. And I just ended up kind of hitting a poor 5-iron that just went short right of the green, chipped on, 2-putted for a bogey. 12th hole, hit another good drive, and then another kind of poor iron shot, short right of the green again, not a great chip, and then finally got on the green in 4. And well, the pin location on 12 was just diabolical. It was back center of the green and was on this little knoll, and well, let's just say I barely missed my first putt and it rolled off the green. Proceeded to 4-putt that hole. But yeah, it was a tough pin location. It was a very tough pin location. A lot of people had troubles with that. Then the 13th hole, par 3, just pulled the tee shot into fescue. Had a bad lie in the fescue. Took 2 shots to get it out, just made a mess of that par 3. And then the 14th hole, good drive, not so great layup, just a bad shot out of the rough. Finally got on the green in 4, had a very kind of tricky par putt down the hill, and I finally got a putt to go. It was a little left to right breaker down the hill. Like, that was probably the only putt I actually made that tournament, or at least that day, from outside of 3 feet. It was a tough putt, and you see me fist pumping. A par felt like a birdie at this point. Hole 16, hit a pretty good tee shot, found the fairway again, had 185 left into the green. Unfortunately, didn't hit a very good 5-iron once again. Found myself in a greenside bunker, which didn't have the greatest of lies in terms of being below my feet. It was just awkward in that sense. I thought it was going to shoot out to the right, and it did not. It just went basically straight where I was aiming. Just kind of caught the back edge of the green there. Hit a decent putt, but it just didn't fall, and so a 2-putt bogey once again. Hole 17, probably their signature kind of par 3 hole on the course. Lovely looking hole. I thought I pulled my tee shot into the bunkers on the left-hand side there, but thankfully the wind blew it back to the right and got onto the back of the green, which presented a pretty tough putt down the hill, very testy, and I just was not confident enough. It's tough to give it a go from above the hole, knowing that it's most likely going to roll off the green if you don't get it right. And I just was too tentative on the first putt. It did basically make it all the way down the hill, but just wasn't nearly high enough, right? And then second putt, hit it right where I was aiming, and it just missed on the high side, and yeah, 3-putt bogey. Hole 18, bad tee shot into the left fescue. It was absolutely buried. I'm actually kind of surprised I was even able to find that ball with how buried it was in that fescue. I had to swing as hard as I could just to get it to advance about like 60 yards. Then hit a wedge that got to the back of the green, hit what I thought was a perfectly paced putt, and it just kept going. It just kept going, and then once again missed the second putt. I think it was just a bad read, but I hit it basically exactly where I wanted to hit it. I can say that about pretty much like the vast majority of my putts were hit exactly on the line that I wanted to hit them, just pace or just misread. Kind of did me in. Like I said, I didn't really make a whole lot outside of 3 feet. 3-putt on 17, 3-putt on 18. Not the way you wanted to finish the first round to come to an even 100, my worst score of the year. Yeah. Now it was the worst score of the year by like actual score, the first time I've gotten into triple digits. But in terms of actual differential, it actually wasn't my worst score or worst round of the year. The course was set up so tough on Saturday. The pin locations were, some of them, like I said, on 12 were just diabolical, but there were a lot of like tucked pins and just really hard hole setups. It was tough. Not the first round I wanted. The thing about this tournament is it flights you after the first round, so I got flighted into the lowest flight once again. I thought this was gonna be the year where I made it out of that low flight, but nope, same old story, same old song and dance. Sunday, second round, trying to put together a really good round. Fresh start, right? Let's just put together a good round. First tee, kind of blocked it out to the right. Not my best driver swing for sure, but ended up getting onto the green with a very makeable look for par, and just like the first round, hit the putt exactly where I wanted to hit it, and it just didn't break. Just went straight. So 2-putt bogey to start. Hole 2 was similar story, bad tee shot, and ended up making a double on that. Hole 3 went better though. Good drive, pumped up second shot just short of the green. Had a chip to get it close and maybe give myself a nice little birdie opportunity, and of course I hit probably my worst chip of the day there. Yeah, instead of having a short birdie putt, had a long birdie putt, which essentially was like just a leg putt at that point. Hit a good leg putt though, and was able to 2-putt for the par, so that was nice. Ended up bogeying the 4th hole, and then the par 4 5th hole, hit a good tee shot, middle of fairway, hit a pretty decent iron shot, just came up just a tad bit short, but that was just fine for me. Like I wanted to kind of be below the hole and putting up the hill. I was a little bit too aggressive with the putt up the hill for my first putt. Had about 4 feet for the comebacker down the hill. Not really what I wanted there, but I was able to sink it and get my 2-putt par. Hole 6 went much better in the second round than the first round. First round, I just made an absolute mess out of it. Second round, I hit a great tee shot. Didn't hit a very good iron shot, but got lucky, kind of a bit thinny, and thankfully it just kind of rolled on the ground, kind of links golf style, and it rolled and took all the undulations and basically got up to be tap in for the birdie. First birdie of the tournament. So that felt really good. Hole 7, found the bunker off the tee, hit a decent fairway bunker shot, just short of the green though, then chipped on, 2-putted for bogey, and then jumping up to hole number 9 again, hit another good tee shot, just hit it a little bit long of the pin, which is kind of tough to do on that hole, but thankfully it kind of took the slope, the back of the green there, and funneled back down towards the pin. So that was nice. Had a really good look at birdie from above the hole, but definitely still makeable, and I made it for my second birdie of the front 9 and to finish off a 41 on the front, which was a nice little improvement over the 48 on the first round. Having a good round so far and doing exactly what I thought I was capable of doing coming into this tournament. Like, this was finally, I finally felt like I'm playing my caliber of golf. Unfortunately, back 9 once again was not good. Hole 10 is a drivable par 4, which I kind of ended up doing 2 different strategies each day. First round, I ended up laying up into the fairway, ended up having a poor wedge kind of go over the green, and then I think 3-putted for a double. And then on Sunday, second round, I decided, you know what, with how far back I was, I know I had a good first 9, but let's try something else. Let's be aggressive and go for it. Kind of similar to what I did in my practice round, in which I parred the hole, kind of going for it. I knew I couldn't necessarily make the green, but I could get up, close to it. And I just ended up kind of pulling my driver into the woods there. But there's a drop zone kind of like halfway up the fairway, so that kind of made it a little bit less punishing of a penalty. But once again, hit another poor wedge shot and once had a double. So no matter if I went for it or laid up, I got a double on that hole in this tournament. I ended up parring hole 11, but then once again, hole 12 and 13, just for some reason, those holes just were not my friends that weekend. Hole 13, par 3. I didn't pull my tee shot this time, but I did chunk it, and it came up short of the front greenside bunker and into that fescue, which for the most part you can find your balls in the fescue on this course. Like, it's fairly wispy, but for whatever reason I could not find my ball, so I had to go back and re-tee. Ended up making a triple. Par 5, 14th hole, great tee shot. Great layup. I had about, 80 yards into the green and just bladed it. Bladed it over the green into the woods. Hole 15 has split fairway. It's another par 5, so back-to-back par 5s on this back 9. I decided to go for the left fairway this time. That's really the only part of the fairway that you have an angle into that green if you want to go for it. And 2, I thought, might as well go for it. Like, what do I have to lose? Kind of pulled the tee shot a little bit, but ended up just fine. Had about 210 yards into the green. Now, if I was in contention, or if I wasn't just completely out of it at this point, I probably wouldn't go for the green in 2, especially with just how the green complex is on this par 5 with all the bunkers protecting it. But I decided, I'm gonna go for it. Kind of similar to what I decided on the 10th hole, the drivable par 4. Let's just go for it this round. So I did, and I just hit a really bad 4-iron, just wipey 4-iron into the trees short right of the green and into that fescue, and once again I couldn't find my ball. Ended up taking a triple on that hole. Nice little snowman in July. At this point, it's just any good score I could possibly have was pretty much out of the window. Par 3, 17th, hit the green again with my tee shot. Didn't really hit it well. Once again, kind of pulled it a little bit, but caught the green. This time I was able to actually 2-putt for the par there. And then hole 18, hit a good drive, hit what I thought was a really good iron shot into the green, hit the front of the green. I thought it was going to roll out. It didn't. Like, for the first time all weekend, a ball that hits the green didn't roll out. So yeah, I had a really long putt for birdie. One of my playing partners had pretty much the same putt. He went before me and he kind of blew it by the hole, so of course I left mine just way short. And then once again, second putt I hit pretty much exactly where I wanted to hit it. Thought it would break, didn't break. 3-putt to finish once again. Second round of 91, 9-shot improvement over the first round, even with a 50 on the back 9. Not the way I wanted the Zelich to go, especially after this year. With how well this year went, I thought this year was going to be different, and it wasn't. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on this entire road to try and get my game into the best shape possible for this tournament. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off once again, but it's been a really good year. I have plenty more tournaments left to come this year. I'm not going to be recapping them like I have been, in the first part of this year as a lead up to this tournament, but I will share with you, any successes that I have. I'm going to be going and playing nationals in October, so I'll make a video on that. But in terms of the road to the Zelich video series, this is it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and keep in them straight.